What is going on, guys? Ryan here with Chat GPT Builder, and we are going to have some fun today. I promise you that. This will likely be the most beneficial start to finish demo of what to do in this AI chatbot world we're now living in that you're hopefully going to have ever experienced. That's going to be the goal. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And as more people come in, I'll welcome them. Hopefully I can check this chat out and answer any questions that do pop in. I've got quite a nice little organized agenda for you. First of all, can you hear me okay? If I've had any problems with the audio, if someone can let me know, that would be highly appreciated. And let's just go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to start sharing my screen here because we don't waste any time. We're going to be talking about building next level chatbots with Chat GPT Builder. And we are going to look at the overview here. We're going to learn how today to create a welcome message. We're going to configure automated replies. This is our internal AI. We're going to learn how to implement an FAQ section. This is like one of the biggest questions in the chatbot world right now is how to do this. We're going to manage all of the conversations, no matter where they come from, in one unified inbox. We're going to be able to assign admin to different situations, different customers, different problems, different solutions will be provided by whoever is assigned in the inbox. We're going to learn how to send broadcasts. Hopefully you received my broadcast earlier today as I sent the email out letting you guys know that, hey, we're going to be doing this live demo. Sent it about an hour before we went live. So hopefully this will be effective. We are going to look how the e-commerce section works. And then finally, how to add this chatbot to a website. We're going to add this to a client website of ours. And I think this is going to be a nice little learning session for everyone here. All right, so before I go any further, I do want to shout out to everyone across the freaking world who has signed up for an account with Chat GPT Builder. It is incredible meeting you guys all around the world and learning about your stories and seeing some of the things you're automating that you share. Even some authors, children's book author right here. Miranda, what's good, Miranda? Thanks for sending this. This was so cool like 2 weeks ago to learn about Miranda and her story and how she's just this big shot in the education world. And then 2 weeks, she's an author, like 3 books now, three books deep. Then the following week, another author. Look at this book, guys. The AI Prompt Engineer. Are you kidding me? This is so cool. And I got to tell you, Carlos is the man. I've been speaking with him about what some of the projects he's got going on, and that guy is killing it. So it's been super cool seeing and meeting so many of you, and thank you for your support and obviously your trust, something that we take seriously. Another quick note before we jump in is all new accounts and all accounts in general now have access to the most advanced models for free. We've got GPT 3.5 Turbo 16K. That is a huge context window, guys, now available for all of you and for every new account. Of course, we'll have the question, do you support GPT-4? The answer is yes, but we cannot provide that. We cannot pay for that because we would go broke. GPT-4 is immensely more expensive than GPT 3.5. Now, that said, is it worth the cost? Yes, we pay it. That's what we use for almost all of our conversations within our own website chatbot. But our chatbot's pretty doggone good, if I do say so myself. So yeah, we gave a big shout out to all the subscribers, and yep, totally. Miranda just texted us here. Thanks for the shout out. So that's cool. So yeah, shout out to all the subscribers. This is big. If you're in the SaaS world following along, or in the space in general, since March, we have had 0 cancellations. This is amazing. A testament to the product itself. I do think the support pretty doggone good, like I said, from our chatbot, and I love jumping in to the live chat whenever I am able to notice something that I might be able to help with in the rare occasion a little bit better than our chatbot. I trained it personally myself, but it answers 1,000 times better than I will on the majority of occasions. But sometimes, Ryan will have some sauce to just throw in the mix. And if that's the case, it's fun chatting with you guys. It's a blast getting to know you. But now let's go ahead and jump into this training here I've got for you. So let's start with, again, here, slide number 1, welcome message. Y'all gonna learn today. Now, luckily, we're able to see some high-level data as we get new subscribers. And one of the things that we noticed that was a big struggle was creating a welcome message. So what do? We started including 3 different flows to all new accounts. And one of those flows is going to be a welcome message flow. And this is going to be a template for you to get an idea of what can be done. Let's double check to make sure. We got some people in the chat. What's going on? We got some questions already. How to show technical questions about my product. We're going to get right into that, dude. That's a great question. So yeah, if you have questions, guys, please feel free to, let's see if I can show this on the screen. Please feel free to ask them as I go. I'm going to try to stay on track, but as I get questions, I will try to go in order and answer them. And shout out to Hugo in Mexico, what's going on, and Rodrigo from Brazil. All around the world, people are on this chatbot game, and y'all are the ones that are seeing it before anyone else. This is way bigger than what social media was back when it was a thing to those that were paying attention. The rest of the world didn't really give it the same credibility as the early adopters. This is the same thing times like 1,000. All right, so let's continue here. So the welcome message, we started to include. And so the demo that I'm going to be showing you guys is going to be for a client of ours who just launched a website on Squarespace, and they wanted to put a chatbot on their website along with automate all of their phone calls and have the phone calls be taken and taken care of essentially automatically to cut down on personnel costs. So here we go. Let's jump right in. I've got some data here. So I've prepared. So this is going to pertain to you if you're in almost any industry. So for example, you're in the salon or barbershop business. Maybe you have your services listed out somewhere on a Google Sheets, somewhere that's it's organized internally. In this case, the jet ski website, the jet ski client, they've got 4 main things that they sell. Let's see if this is their actual website here. So this is their website here, and this is their booking engine, Fair Harbor. Fair Harbor is a very awesome company that is specializing in online activity rentals, essentially. So we see they got jet ski rentals, they've got bike rentals, and a boat rental. This is right here where I live on Hilton Head Island, actually, in South Carolina. Shout out to anyone out there listening from South Carolina. Although we're the slow country, I might be the only one digging out like this right now. They've got 4 different options that they can choose from as far as their bikes go, right? So 4 different bikes, 4 different things that they could purchase. Let's see if I'm going to hit back, actually. Can I? No. Okay, yeah, now it's going back. So they've got several different things to purchase. Now, what I've done is I've mirrored all of the things that they've got in this Google Sheet over here. So here's everything. I've got the title, subtitle, price. This is an image link, and you would get the image link generally by either uploading an image to your own server and grabbing the direct URL to view it, or you can use a little trick, right-clicking on an image and then copying the image address is the easiest way to grab that image. And then you've got the link to go ahead and book that activity. So in this case, I'll show you guys what this will look like. If you're just clicking the link in a button on a website to go book bikes, it's going to open up into this page here. Basically what I just showed you with all 4 bikes, if my internet doesn't totally choke out. So it's super fast, but I swear my internet is sometimes choking. Cool. So we've got the bikes there, and we just got there from clicking that link on the Google Sheet. So keep that in mind as I show you what we've done here with their bot. This is what it looks like when you first open an account with us. This is the analytics dashboard. Now, I've already connected this client with the phone number for text messaging abilities and phone calls. They've already been using this for quite some time, but I'm going to show you how it's all done. So we're talking about a welcome message first. The way that we set a welcome message, we're going to go to settings. And in this case, we're going to be talking about adding a web chat right here on their site, somewhere in this bottom right-hand corner. We're going to do it very, very fast. So when we're talking web chat, we know exactly what channel we're going to go to. So we're going to click channels, web chat, manage. And from here, we can set a welcome message. And again, like I said, we already have a welcome message built in for you. So welcome message is called simple welcome message. That will be already installed on your account already. Any of these messages, as you can see, and these are flows, could be a welcome message. And we would be able to select our brand color, show or hide the header, which is the name of the page here. And then we can get the link for a full page URL experience, or we can grab the code here and it will actually, on our clipboard, grab the embed code that you'll need to place in the header or footer of your website. Let's look and see what a flow actually looks like if you've not seen one yet. We'll click on the flows tab here. And the one that we're going to look for is called a simple welcome message. And again, it's installed default on your account, although you can add any flow to be your welcome message. Let's click on the actual flow here. And I see we've got some more questions popping in. I'll try to get to all of them that I can. Are we going to be allowed to use LangChain? You can already use LangChain, but here's my question, and this is for any of the AI OGs out there, or those that are really learning all the ins and outs. What is it that you would want to do with LangChain? That would be my ultimate question, because I've seen a lot of people play with LangChain, but I've not seen a lot of actual products being developed or like end results yet. But we have an external request here in the flow builder that will allow you to interact with any API that you're allowed to interact with or have an API key for. All right, so back to the welcome message. What we've got here in our canvas, a very, very simple canvas. These are message blocks. You can create a block by just clicking the plus sign, and any of these options, these elements will become a block. To edit a block, you'll just click to select and then click again, depending on your browser, to open up the working pane. Here, we've got a text element. This says, welcome to, and this is a custom field. So this is going to be not saying page name to the end user. It'll actually say what the page name is. In our case, it is Stingray Stews. So it'll say, welcome to Stingray Stews. How can we assist you? We've got a visible typing action. If we wanted it to be an invisible pause, just tap, and instead of it showing the typing animation, it'll just freeze, kind of pause for 4 seconds before continuing on to the next step. So we're going to get a welcome message that says, welcome to Stingray Stews. How can we help? Type for 4 seconds to make it feel more natural. And then boom, we've got it connected to a new flow called gallery. I'll go ahead and show you what the gallery flow is, and that's going to be directly related to this Google share that we talked about a minute ago. And this is the welcome message. So you're going to get a text, welcome, hey, welcome to my business. How can I help you? Then, because we are considering this is a visual channel, this is the web chat widget or Facebook or Instagram DMs, we can add other elements to the conversational design, such as images or video. Or carousels, which is what we've done here. Here's the data. Again, it's the same idea, concept as you see right here, where you can book the activity on the actual website. So if we want to go from chatbot to website, or widget to activity, or Facebook Messenger, hey, I want a jet ski, well, boom, we're going to be able to send them exactly to the correct place. In this case, in a visual way with the gallery and Google Sheet connection here. So how this works is very, very intuitive. It's very gangster, if you'd ask me. There's not another appropriate adjective, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to believe me on that. We're going to actually have many different things that we can do with Google Sheets. But in this case, we're going to generate a dynamic gallery, which is a carousel. So you're going to have an image, a title for the actual card itself, the optional subtitle, and the ability to add up to 3 buttons. So in this case, the way this works is so simple and so easy, and it's so powerful, especially if you're into the data game. In this Google Sheet, we can see that column D is that image link. All we've done is match up the D right here in a custom field that's linked with this sheet, and it'll show that image. Same thing with the title, subtitle, and then we've got Learn More button. That Learn More button is associated with column E, which is the link to book activity. So let's go ahead and actually, instead of it saying, well, we've got to learn more just because it's a gift card associated, but let's just change the title of this button to say, buy now. This is the customer-facing label of the button, and we don't need to change anything here as far as the link goes. Now, we could go ahead and do one more thing, add a tag to anyone that clicks that button. You can have up to 30 different actions associated with one button click natively in our system, which is super, super gangster. Here, what we're going to do is just say hot lead. We're going to do this because we want to tag anyone that clicks that button. So even if they didn't book, we want to know anyone that has gone so deep in our funnel or our flow that, okay, these people were the ones most likely to book. Did they or did they not? This is something that we'd be able to tell immediately, or be able to attract additional value for our client or for our own business. You're going to be able to show a maximum of 10 cards. And then we've got pagination that's going to show, which will essentially allow them to go to the next 10. If there is no results, depending on what you're trying to show or what filters you're using, you could choose to add your own fallback reply, but that's really not totally necessary in most cases. So we're done. Like, what we've done now is we've sent the first message of the welcome message saying, welcome to our page. How can we help? And then boom, we're sending them this gallery. So now let's see how this is going to work. And we'll move on to the next part of our little course here that we're taking today. Y'all getting that free education. Hey, and I hope y'all are having a good day. Appreciate that. He says it's very easy and intuitive working with these blocks. That's awesome. Pumped that you guys are liking. I've gotten a lot of great feedback and a lot of good ideas too. So there's nothing perfect, obviously. So I'm very open and welcome feedback. And I don't cry in ways that you'll know. If you're on the phone with me and giving me feedback and you're just breaking me down, I won't cry in front of you on the phone. I'll wait till I'm off. Just kidding. All right, so I'm going to go here, and I saw a yellow dot next to my flow that I was looking at here, and that means that it's not published, and that's a big warning sign that, hey, it's not going to work. I swear when we stream, everything just goes so slow. It's my whole machine. It's sickening. All right, so we've got it open. Cool. So all I need to do is hit publish, and then that yellow dot will then disappear. And that means we're good to go. If you see the yellow dot, that's a problem. Make sure you publish it. So let's test this welcome message. And we can do that even from this menu here. We can click these 3 dots and choose get link. And any channel that we're connected with, we can choose to copy the link to our clipboard. So in this case, web chat is what we're working with. We can open up a new browser tab, paste in that link, and our chatbot is going to already be working for us. So we're going to get the message, hey, welcome to our page. How can we help? This shows my previous conversations as I was testing things. So this is where we actually start. Welcome to Stingray Stews. How can we assist you? And then boom, I've got the different options. This is my Google Sheet, guys. Does this make sense? What you're seeing here is a live direct connection to this Google Sheet. So if I make a change here, it'll immediately be updated the next time that I look at this flow. So in this case, let's say to yeah, this is exactly what I want, the jet ski. We can click buy now. We just change that label. And what is going to happen is, in this case, it's taking me directly to that activity in the same exact way that it's happening on the website. So we've got it all working together. And again, everything's actually very fast. It's just, man, I think streaming somehow just totally hose the connection here. But the calendar looks really nice. We've got additional details. This is fantastic. And again, Fair Harbor, they're pretty awesome when it comes to activities. All right, so let's go back to our presentation here. Welcome message, I think we've got that done. Now, what happens if they were to send you a message, right? After that welcome message. So you send them, hey, how can we help you? Here's the gallery. But then they're like, no, that didn't help me. Let's instead ask a question. Well, here's the way that that's handled. We have a default reply hierarchy ranking system. And the thing that is ranked highest within our system is our internal automated replies. So think of keywords. If you have a keyword VIP and someone types that in their message because they saw your Instagram story, become a VIP, just DM us the word VIP. Well, boom, this is going to send, it's the most important thing, that's going to send the desired text or flow that you've chosen. The next highest priority of the list in our default replies here is going to be our own internal e-commerce AI. So when you upload a product, the product title, if the customer types in the product title, so if you're a restaurant and you're serving pepperoni pizza as a menu item and your customer says, hey, I want a pepperoni pizza, how much is it? Well, it's not even going to give them a text response. It's going to show them the item to allow them to purchase it, because that is what we feel the customer wants to do. That is an optional thing, and I'll show you guys that when we get to the e-commerce part. But that is priority number 2. Priority number 3, this is Dialogflow. If you choose to use Dialogflow, as well as OpenAI, these are both optional here. But Dialogflow is going to be what you're going to want to use for humongous data sets. PDFs, CSVs, or even live website URLs. This is going to work best if the text is formatted into FAQ format, which is question and answer, or user assistant. And the CSV can just be made easily in Google Docs or Google Sheets. One column for question, the other column for answer. And then the last resort, and this is what when I say a lot, like 70+% of you guys that are subscribing, which I love you all, and we're very thankful. When we hope everything is extremely valuable to you, obviously. But there's so much more to this, but like 70% of the users out there are using our OpenAI default reply feature, where you can just dump all the information you want and tell the chatbot what you want it to do when this happens or that happens within your information of your business info, like your address, hours of operation and stuff. They're just dumping that in there, and then boom, they get the perfect question and answer bot, way better than anything else out there. I can assure you of that, because you've got full control. And so that's awesome. If that's your goal, you've achieved it in less than 1 minute, and we'll show you that obviously here in a second. But you can do so much more than just that. And so we want you to be building a database of a customer list. We want you to build your email and text message lists. This is what's important, along with just answering questions perfectly. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the default reply. How are y'all doing out there? Y'all still awake out there? Still with me? So the default reply. First, let's go over here to the settings section. Now, again, there's older videos out there I've done that tell you need to bring your own API key. That's not the case anymore. We include it for you for free, at least for early adopters. That may change after July 31st. Early adopters that are subscribed, you're totally safe. You're automatically grandfathered in no matter what. But new accounts, we may not be able to continue to offer that free access. The integration, obviously. But again, let's go over this really quick. In the general tab of the settings section is where you can set a default reply flow. And this is going to trigger whenever you're not already looking for the user to say something. So when you're not basically using the get user data element in the flow builder to collect an email address, you're not expecting something to be said to you and then stored, the default reply is going to hit. And so this is basically, in the past, it's always said, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Can you please tell me again? And there are many different ways to randomize this, but rule-based chatbots, that's basically what they were. And that's why people haven't loved them, because it just seems like they're dumb. When you're asking something for something simple, and then you're getting a reoccurring, sorry, don't know what you're talking about, try with different words response. Now the person doesn't trust the other end of the conversation as much. They don't trust it, and they're like, well, you're dumb, you don't even know this. So now that we've got OpenAI and the easy access to large language models, instead we can come up with a much easier, graceful way to handle essentially a failure on the bot's part, to understand what it really means. Now, although this is looked at as an AI failure, again, like 70% of you are just dumping your information here in the integrations section, Chat GPT. If you have this turned on, this overrides the previous screen. And so all of the information that you put here is used to generate a default reply without you having to do anything in the flow builder. So to put it simply, if you wanted to have the most perfect bot in 1 minute, all you would need to do is take your business information, whatever you want your bot to do, dump it right here. You don't even need to look at anything here. In this case, I've got my models, and I've got all the models basically that you can use. In this case, we're using GPT-4, but you don't have to do anything here. You don't need to adjust the temperature, although you can. I would recommend not to. Keep it low, and you would have a perfect FAQ bot for the most part, as long as you dumped your information right into this window. If you have more information than can be added, now keep in mind, you don't also want to dump unuseful or information that is not useful. You don't want to include that in your bot, because then your bot's not going to be so useful. But if you happen to have more data that fits into this area, that is where dialogue flow will come in. Check out our videos on that. Or you can break it down in other ways that will take a little bit more time. In general, you just dump your information here. The smartest way to do the same thing is just to create a flow and do it instead, so you've got more flexibility. That's the way we've got it on our chatbot. So if you were to message our chatbot and go back and forth with it, after the first message, you'll notice that we include a thumbs up, thumbs down element, because we're trying to get feedback on, did we answer the question in a good way or a bad way? And you can't do that if you're just relying on the simple replies that could be used from that section we just showed you. So instead, if we make our own custom flow default reply, we've got much, much more control and much more flexibility. Again, and this is going to work on all of your channels. So whether it's on the phone, or whether you're text messaging, or Facebook or Instagram, or your website chatbot, all of this is the same. Therefore, the omni-channel tag we have at the beginning of your editing window here. If you only wanted to have a select communication on a certain channel like text messaging, you could just choose that. And now this is only going to be a conversation that's eligible to be had on text messaging. But in general, don't even worry about that. Just keep it on the channel. So it's going to work across the board: text messaging, phone calls, or web chat in this client's case. Now we've got the OpenAI action here. When you click add content to work in one of these blocks, here are all of the different things that you can do: text, image, card, or carousel, which again, the carousel is what we were seeing with the Google Sheets information here that was in that scrollable, swipeable media object. Get user data is what you're going to need to rely on when you want to capture any sort of information into your system. So first name, last name, email, multiple choice questions, date related questions, reservation dates, appointment dates. This is how you're going to collect and store that information. Video and GIF, these are media objects. Again, typing is going to be either visible animated typing dots to give some pause into the conversation, or it'll be invisible and it'll be, wait, don't do anything. And then boom, I said, wait 8 seconds before you get to the next step. And that's what it'll do. If you want to include a file, you can do that. So you can include your own audio files or something like a PDF. You can do that. And then here is the big one. your actions, all of the cool things that you can do here. If we wanted to show that Google Sheets information, we would choose Google Sheets, for instance. But in this case, what I wanted to show you was your OpenAI action here that we've already got done. We'll click here and let's go over this. The first thing to note, you can do many things with OpenAI. Generally, you're just going to run generate text completions. You could also generate images. You can convert speech, audio into text, and you can delete the message history if that's something that you need to do. In this case, it shows our model here is GPT-4, and we've got our business information and our actual prompt here. So let's take a look at the business information. Your name is Stu from Stingray Stews. Here's the website, phone number, email, address. I've got the about section here. We've got the services listed right here. So this is the same exact information that you would be adding into the integration section of our platform with OpenAI, but for a more advanced, more flexible way. You could easily just add everything here in the business information, and OpenAI is going to extract the information and provide it back to the user. So in the case you're a salon or barbershop, instead of electric bikes and boat deck rental or deck boat rentals and jet ski rentals, this could easily just be your list of services, their prices, and their service descriptions, along with, if you have a current booking system you're already using, there's going to be a link more than likely to each service. You could just include that link like we've done here. And so when the customer says, hey, I want to rent your bikes, the website link will be provided along with an answer based on how you've instructed the bot to work within your prompt down here. And so this is something that if you're still out there, not sleeping yet, you're going to really pay attention here. This is something that the bot will pay attention to almost verbatim every time with your instruction. So the goal here is respond warmly to the guest's last message, which was, and I've gotten quotation marks, last text input. This is a custom field. You can find all your custom fields here, where you can just type in the curly bracket right next to the P, and all of the custom fields will appear. Last text input, just very clear what the bot needs to respond to. So whatever the user just said, boom, all this stuff is going to pertain to that. This is essentially chaining the user's input with your prompt that you've pre-built to send to OpenAI to take that recipe and send out something awesome as far as a response goes. And that response is going to be saved into a custom field. If you don't have one because you're just starting your account, you'll just add a new one. And you could call it something like OpenAI response or OpenAI output. So we've got our generated response saved into something like this, GPT output. And I'll show you guys how we could generate this quickly with Chat GPT in a fun way. But we've pasted all the information there. And so the next step, once we've done that with OpenAI, is to just display right here in a text block. And that's it. So that's all we're going to have to do. So let's finally test this bad boy. We just hit publish. And I think we've got a chat open up somewhere, maybe. I think this might be a chat here. I'll go ahead and ask a question related to their services. And I'm going to say, where are you located? And I'm going to send it in all caps like a boomer would, yelling at them already in all caps. It's okay to laugh out there. All right, so where are you located? And boom, hello. I have the little sunshine emoji for it to be cute and stuff. We're located at 229 Gumtree Road, Hilton Head. Can't wait for you to come join us, right? So then I'm going to say, how much is the jet ski? Now, another thing that used to be a problem before OpenAI is if the user misspelled something without a deep integration with Dialogflow, the bot would just generally not understand what the user wants. In this case, boom, we've got it perfect. It says, hey there, get ready for an exciting ride on our jet skis. So now I'm already getting pumped. It's not just the answer. It's not just the image in the carousel here of, yeah, just go ahead and buy it now. Although it could, that might be exactly what I want. But in this case, I'm being sold a little bit as a consumer because I'm getting this nice, thoughtful, full response, ready to make a splash, book now. And so I could immediately click here and boom, I'm taken right to the exact booking link that I asked for. And I'll show you this. I haven't even done this one as a test. So this is a real, we'll see if it works. I'm going to say, I want to buy my wife a gift card for $50 to go towards a jet ski. Let's just see what happens here. This would be something that you would need to have trained Dialogflow to get right in the past. Let's see how OpenAI handles it. Perfectly. What a thoughtful gift, man. I love this company. Stingray Stew, you're awesome. Stingray Stew, I'm a fan. I'm a brand advocate now. All right, so we're going to go ahead and click. Will this bring us to the gift card? It took us to the jet ski. When I clicked before, is this going to be the right? Put your money out. Is it going to be correct? It looks like it's going to be right. Who bet there? Who bet on AI? I am. Boom, there's the gift card. So do you see how this works? And all we did was we dropped this information right into the prompt area of our chatbot right here. So I think that's a solid understanding of the default reply. Now you could do a lot of things after this response. Essentially, this is just the chatbot response to any question. And if you wanted the chatbot to do some other things, like maybe capture the email, you could do that. You wouldn't want the chatbot to ask for the email every single time. What you would do here is you would use a condition. And so we could say, after the response is given, let's extend the message to go to this condition where we are going to check, do we have in our customer database, if my computer doesn't just like totally just like explode here. So we got all these things open. If I close some things down, we'll go faster. All right. Where'd we go here? All right. So we could check this condition. Do we have the email on file of this person who is having a conversation with us? Again, this is whether they are on Facebook, Instagram, the website, anywhere that they are communicating with us. We're going to see, does the email custom field, the system field that we have built into every account, does it have any value, right? And so if the customer does have an email on file, we would go here and add a block to do nothing. We don't need to do that. So only in the case we don't have the email on file, we can then check for it. And this will be the first time I'll show you how to use get user data to collect the email. We'll click add content, get user data. As I understand it, this information must all be sent in all requests. If you want to save, that's from Rodrigo in the chat. Yes, if you want to save the data, you need to do exactly as I'm showing you here and use a get user data function and ask for the question. And we're going to say, it looks like we don't have your email on file. Please provide it below. I can type. All right, cool. Please provide it below. And so when we're asking for this data, what's happening here? We're waiting now. We're not going to the next step. We're waiting for the user to reply. So this is something that I see a lot of. If we have a bunch of text elements that we are just choosing here, asking question after question after question, it's not going to send the question and then wait for text. You must use the get user data feature here, because it's going to then show the text you want the user to see and then wait for them to respond. We can click here and edit. Now we're looking for the email, so we don't need to do anything. That's the most common thing people are checking for. But say we have a multiple choice thing that we want to ask for. Maybe this could be a list of services. So it could be haircut, beard, or eyebrows, right? I need to get my eyebrows done probably. My wife's probably laughing. So this could be a multiple choice scenario. Now we would need to save the information into a custom field. I don't have one ready here. So I would need to add a new one. I would click here to add a new one. I would say type of service. In this case of a barbershop or salon, where they're going to say, what do you need to know about? Hair, beard, eyebrows, right? So in that case, in this case, we don't need to do that though. So let's hit cancel, and we'll hit edit again to show you that we're collecting the email. And so any response that's not an email address, our system will automatically say, sorry, we need the actual email. You didn't give me a properly formatted email, or this is not a real email. You gave me your phone number instead. So don't go forward until you give me a real email address. We can choose to allow the user to have a skip button here. If they don't want to give their email, fine, cool, no problem. Instead, you could allow them to skip it. You don't want them to skip it, just delete it. Now, if they don't do anything, they don't answer the question you're asking for, we could say, all right, cool. In 5 minutes or hours, seconds, whatever, we'll just auto skip and go to the next message in the sequence of the flow. So in 5 minutes, if you do nothing, you don't give me the email, we'll just click save here and go to the next step, which will be, in our case, thanks, have a great day. We could ask, but in this case, we'll just say, have a great day. All right, so this is a text response. Have a great day. All right, cool. So, and publish, right? So now anytime that we would have a scenario where we are not known in the system, we would then be hit with the question, since we have no value, email has any value, true would have gone here. Don't let this confuse you. True would have gone here. It goes nowhere, so nothing happens if we already have the email. If we don't have the email, we're going to try to collect it. So let's test that now. And let's go and say, do you rent bikes? All right, let's see what we get here. Absolutely. We offer fantastic electric bikes, and our bikes are rented for $35, and we should have the link. Now, I'm already in the system here, and I can prove that. Let's go to actually the inbox now and knock out two birds with one stone. We'll hit flows here and go right to the inbox, where I should be the most recent conversation in the inbox. If we can get there. Let's go ahead and close out this conversation here, and we'll close out the Google Sheets since we don't need that anymore. I think that. Let's go back here and back in the inbox here. So I should be the most recent top of the conversation inbox here. Got any more questions coming in? What's going on, Keith? You're the man. Keith from Canada. So you guys are all over the world. I'll tell you what, it's been so fun to see. Geez Louise, I'll tell you what, whenever the internet is slow, there's not much else that just like irks me. I hate when things are slow. I'm so like, that's a spoiled brat right there for you, complaining about the internet speed. But I tell you what. All right, so inbox here. Let's get there. Open Sesame. We'll open the inbox and we should see my conversation going. And the next thing we'll do is, while this is trying to open here, there it goes. Okay. Come on, Hargray, do better. So here I can see, do you rent bikes? Absolutely. Blah, blah, blah. It didn't ask for my email because it's already on file, because I've been obviously testing and chatting with this. If I take my email away and I ask another question, I should be able to then see that message come through of them asking me, hey, tell us your email, you're not on file. Let's delete the email. My goodness, this is just like so frustrating. The slowness. Delete the email. Yes, I know it can't be undone. So now the email is gone. So here I could then ask the question again by going into flows. Try to go faster here in a second. And for else, I'll chop all of this down, hopefully by the end of this week, to short segments of how-to videos on all of this stuff, so that you can go fast. All right, so we've got the default reply, we've got the welcome message, we've got the gallery. Let's go back to that gallery here, and we'll send that as a preview to the web chat. And let's see what we've knocked out. So we've knocked out the default reply. Next, we'll look at configuring your keywords or your automated replies, these are very important to understand too. This is how you're going to be able to grow your email list, for example, based on someone sending a keyword. So here's that gallery that we're generating from Google Sheets. We're going to view it in the web chat. So I just clicked on that link icon by hovering my mouse over that block, tapped it, and then chose web chat, and I've pasted the link that was on my clipboard to a new tab. And now we'll get shown the previous conversations that we've had so far, and then we'll see the gallery pop up just like that. So now I'll ask a question, and I'll say, what is your phone number? Again, this information is just dropped right into that flow that we've made our default reply. It knows it's going to pull it and provide it. So here's the number. Boom, hello. If you'd like to give us a call, here's our number. Great. Then you see a secondary message is sent. Now, again, this is a big advantage. If you just drop your information into the OpenAI integration section for a default reply there, you won't be able to have consistently an action that can checks a condition that then sends a message to collect an email, for example. So they're asking me to provide the email. I'm going to reply 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to show that it's going to understand, okay, that's not a valid email, buddy. Give us the real email. So I will. Ryan at ChatGPT Builder.io. All right, so then it will accept the email, and it'll say, have a great day, because that's what we told it to say. All right, so now let's go back into our account and create automated response, aka a keyword. And this concept will be something like, again, if you want to allow someone to, they see an Instagram story out there that says, DM us the word VIP to get the newsletter. That automated response could be made directly in this tab. They are going to say a keyword like VIP and then get a response. I'm going to delete this one and we'll just remake it so you can see how it works. We'll click add for an. This is our own, actually our own basic internal AI that's just very powerful. It'll always work. It's very consistent. It's ranked highest on our default reply hierarchy. So for example, if someone says VIP, or maybe they say newsletter, if they say either of these two words, we see this is our user message, and we're going to choose the bot response. Now, we could have this go to a flow that contains an OpenAI generated message, or we could just write the text right here that we wanted the user to see. We could include custom fields. This is very powerful. So this looks very simple, and you might discount it, but this can do a lot of things. Be very powerful. We're going to delete that message and instead go to a flow, which I've already made for newsletter. And so this would ask for their email address and then sign them up for the newsletter for the jet ski company. Save. That is your automated responses, and that's again highest ranked on our list of default reply. How do you determine where you go? So we're going to only need one of these. Let's turn. Actually, these are the actual individual words here. So if you were to see that one thing was more prevalent, or someone was asking questions when they use the word newsletter versus asking to sign up, we could turn that off. And so that, the message really pertains to the campaign keyword. This is the way Facebook would tell you to do it. And they're actually, when they give you examples from Facebook inside of the platform itself in your automated responses section on desktop, at least, they will encourage you to use hashtags here. So this is some actual way that you could make a hashtag have any value on Facebook, or additional value on Instagram, for example. So on Instagram, it could be something like when your customer or client or guest, whatever, messages you or comments a hashtag, an automated response could then occur, which could be very powerful for tracking campaign success. All right, so that's automated responses. Building an effective FAQ section. What I am going to say here is double check the video on Dialogflow. That is going to be the best way to generate an FAQ, or to use an FAQ, but to generate an FAQ, here's the I was mentioning earlier. What we can do is we can just go to their homepage, for example, this Stingray Stews, and we can Control A, and this is going to copy everything that it sees on this homepage. What we can then do is go into Chat Pizzle and Chat GPT and paste all of the information after we give this an instruction of something like extract and summarize the most important text, especially related to services, prices, and contact info, right? So here's my instruction on ChatGPT. I just pasted, boom, the whole freaking homepage of that website. I pasted the whole thing in there, and I said extract it, summarize it, and hit go. And this is going to do exactly what we told it to do, which is just so cool. I love ChatGPT so much. We're going to have a nice starting point for a knowledge base, for example. You could use this as your, one and done prompt, done in 60 seconds. Most of the time, you could do exactly what I just showed you. Maybe you have to do this multiple pages of your website, but drop in the information and you're going to have essentially a perfect little prompt. Add in there to be on brand, respond to every last user input with XYZ tone, fun, exciting, serious, professional tone, whatever you choose. And that just adds even more to the mix. But again, this is like a perfect little prompt or a prompt starter. And so to make this an FAQ, or if we have a ton of data and we didn't need it in this format, we needed it in an FAQ scenario, we could just say restructure. You spell it right. Restructure. My goodness. The text to be an FAQ. All right, so restructure the text to be an FAQ, and it'll do just that. So if you've got just a ton of data, it's best to prepare it in a little bit of a thoughtful way. That of an FAQ works magically, and you can actually save that as a document, a CSV or a PDF. For a PDF, just make sure that the question is above the answer, and a lot of times the question, Google, to best understand it, make the question an H1 or an H2 larger priority, and then the answer right underneath it, like paragraph or text, that is usually pretty helpful. So it's creating our FAQ here. We have a really awesome free template that will take your website FAQ or your generated FAQ here and take the answer that is provided about boat rent, for example, and then using a simple instruction in OpenAI, we take this FAQ verbatim response and put some sauce on it, as they say, some OpenAI super sauce, and it will really enhance the conversation, add more value, and even more understanding, because you're potentially using Google Dialogflow machine learning along with OpenAI's large language model, along with your own internal rule-based chatbot. So this is the ultimate hybrid system. So that's your FAQs, but to really get a better understanding, definitely check out that Dialogflow video we've already done. So managing the user inbox. We're almost done with this live demo for the day, so bear with me. And next, I think we'll install this bad boy. Let's go back into the, let's go, sorry about that, excuse me. Let's go back into the inbox here and we'll double check some of the functionality that we've got here. And shout out to Dylan and all those guys at Stingray Stews that we've done a lot of different projects together over the years. And they're always doing something big into real estate and other investment businesses. These guys are big money guys here on Hilton Head, and they're a fun group. I swear, I'm gonna just have to send this link to Hargrave and be like, yo guys, do y'all see what's happening here with your internet when I'm showing all the millions of people out there how to build AI? Your internet's so slow. All right, here's the inbox. This is assigned to myself, which is something that you normally wouldn't see because obviously this is me assigning this to myself as a conversation. Like there's many different perspectives you've got to take on when you're building conversational agents, or when you're just thinking about conversational design in general. You're thinking about the brand's POV, the customer service agent's POV, and most importantly, the customer, client, or guest's POV when they're having this interaction, and where they're having the interaction. So in this case, this is my profile that the account has saved over time in the past few days as I've been testing this for the client, and I've not asked for the name, but I've got the phone number and email, the time where that phone number is associated, and any of the questions that I've asked and answered. I can click on the profile name and get more information, or change the name, rename it. If I click more information here, this is going to take me to that individual's contact page where you're going to see all of the data that's been collected so far. This is also for GDPR, an easy way to delete requested if a user asks for you to delete that. This is an easy way to do that right from this screen. It'll pop open here. Okay, broadcast next, and then we've got e-commerce, so pretty close. Here is that screen, and I can see if I'm tagged with anything. And in this case, I've gone through many flows, so I got tagged with sent the link, VIP, and hot lead, for instance. I've got custom fields here where I've got questions and how much is it. That was what I asked. Here's the output. This is the output that was provided by the instruction that I gave Chat GPT. And here's all the information here. I've got the ability to have a image here to show who the person is on from a social media standpoint. So if I had come in from Facebook, you'd see my Facebook profile image right there. All right, so let's close out of here. And we've got some abilities here I'll show you. This is going to be how to assign a conversation to an agent. This is going to be how you turn the off. This is going to be important because you want to hit that orange bar to turn the automation off, so that you can talk to the customer without the automation talking over you, essentially. So I wouldn't want to say something, hi is what I was trying to say, and then the customer say something back, and then instead of me responding, the bot responds. We wouldn't want that to happen. All right, so when you're collecting all of this data, you might be asking yourself, what is it good for? And the answer is not absolutely nothing, like the song would imply. I hope you're laughing for the people that understand that one. If you're quick, you might get it. We're collecting this data so that we can use it to our advantage. Number one, know who we're talking to. Know, for example, how many times a customer has, how many times they've opened a ticket with us, or how many items they've purchased, how many products have they spent with our company. We can know all of that in an easy to use visual dashboard. But the other reason that's important to collect this data is to use it to generate awareness and generate more sales. In this case, that's where your broadcasts come in. So you've got your email broadcast, you've got your text message broadcast, and you've got omnichannel, which is going to send pretty much any contact that you have available to run an action. Like maybe you want to broadcast a tag to hit every customer within a certain filter. In this case, because this client is only connected outside of web chat to text messaging, what we have the ability to do is send a broadcast text message. The text message would be selected here, which would be a flow that we would write. It could be something like a deal, right? Today only, click this link to take advantage of a half off deal for, we've got a call coming in, a half off deal for the jet ski for the day. You would select that deal, and then you'd be able to then hit send, just decline that here, and then hit send. All the people, in this case, 16 people that have subscribed to text messaging, they'd all get this message, hey, do you want this deal? We're not going to send anything, obviously, but this is the easy way to understand the broadcast scenario. If you're connected to email or your Facebook Messenger or Instagram broadcast lists, you'd be able to select that from up here, but we're not currently connected. Let's go ahead now, and we've got two more things. We've got e-commerce and then adding this guy to our website, which is super duper easy. Let's add something to our e-commerce section here. And I think the thing I added last night when I was doing this demo, and I did a thing yesterday, but the audio was garbage. So I'm doing it again today so you guys can get the value here. We'll click e-commerce, and this is going to be important for you if you actually sell anything online or in person that you want someone to pick up, or if you have an event. This is an excellent system for events. You can connect to your meta catalog or import your products via CSV. We do provide an import template. If you click that button, you can access that. You can configure your store here, but what we're going to focus on is just adding a product and seeing how the experience is. And this is a jet ski place. So I think I have a photo of a what do you call it, a life jacket that we can use. So let's name our product life jacket, and we're going to call it premium, so we can charge more for it. If you add the word premium there, it's automatically more valuable, right? We're going to sell this thing for $159. Let's here and let's find what is this called here again? A life jacket. We're going to find an image of a life jacket. I'll show you how to grab that URL like I'd mentioned earlier, because I'm all about doing what I say I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do it for you. So let's find an image of a life jacket, and I'm just going to use Google Images. This is just for demo purposes. You're not going to want to do this unless it's your client's image. You know, showing this how you could use dropping an image link here. Don't use other images you're not supposed to use. Instead, you could use our tool to generate your own image of a life jacket. That's what we should have done. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and click. If my Hargray internet will let me open the life jacket, we've got the thumbnail here, and it's important to grab that link from this thumbnail view versus the grid, because it will end up a little different. I'm going to right click on the link, and this is actually something I'm not used to. This is a new scenario. I'm not going to click on, actually. Let's use this one instead, maybe. This is much better. That had a funny little switch there. It didn't want me to see this option here, which is copy the image address. This is what you want. Copy the image address, and then you can go back to your dashboard and add the image from a link. And this just saves you if you don't already have the image readily available on your machine. You can just add it this way. So boom, we've got the image there. It's looking good. We can track the inventory, no problem. Let's track the inventory, and it's going to give you a default 10,000 quantity, but you can change that however you'd like. We're going to add just one variant, and it'll be size, to give you an idea of the possibilities. So we've got small, medium, and large. Let's also not forget those 11, the XL life. And we're going to charge just a little bit more because it's more material, and we're just going to get everybody mad. So why not? This shows you that you can have a variety of the same product and accommodate different price structures per the same item, which is a complex thing to do, my friends. if you want this product to be able to be searched by keywords or tags, you could add those here. But by default, life jacket is going to be the thing that the system is looking for. And so if your customer was to mention the word life jacket, we're going to be able to see that product immediately appear. You could create a category if you're going to have multiple life jackets or multiple products. One thing I like to do is allow the user to make a but then you can also have this product be searchable inside the bot or not. That is up to you. In this case, let's allow the user to make a request and hit save. Now let's see how this product looks in the chat scenario. Again, this would be applicable in Facebook Messenger, Instagram, anywhere the customer can have a card, essentially, an image with a title and a button. The product will work. In this case, we're going to hit the get link and we'll choose web chat because that's what we're working with here. We've copied the link to the full page web chat experience, but this is the same exact idea that would work on the web chat widget on your home page. And since we just got the link for that product, we should be able to open up the window. We'll see our prior conversation history that we as the user have had. And then boom, we'll see the actual product pop up, be ready to purchase right there. All right, so our image didn't work, and I was afraid of that. I'm going to show you the reason why. That was actually my mistake. It's always a user mistake. I'm the user now. But it's called Life Jacket. There's one thing that we want to look for, and this is why I was hesitant on that first image. Basically, we make sure the URL, the direct URL, is a good one. And so if it's super giant, super long, like the one I suspect that I clicked was, then you'll have a little problem like I just did. So to go ahead and fix that, let's just click another life jacket here. Let's do this West Marine one. This is the whole pack. Shows everything. This is definitely more probably clicked on than something else. We'll wait for our great internet to like wake up and have some coffee here so that we can have our thumbnail open. And all right, we'll wait for this thing to fully load. We see that the size is good. 600 by 600 is a decent size, not so big. I'm going to right click, copy the image address. The way to test this, make sure your link's going to be good. And this one will be. There's not all that huge URL nonsense that the prior one contained. So I can see that the image pulled up directly here. So now when I go back into my products area, I can just quickly edit, clicking the three dot, just by clicking on the product itself and changing, I'll delete the image that didn't work with the one that does work. That URL is still on my clip. If it wasn't, I could just grab it there. But we're going to delete that other life jacket image and drop in one. Right, yeah, so broken image right there. Just hit delete and she's gone. Add the image from a link. And again, now it'll work perfectly. Continue, save. And so that's the change that we made. If I go back to this main flow, the product flow, and just hit refresh, it'll send me another message just like the previous one. And this time it'll look pretty like it's supposed to. That's the one that we just got before. Here's the one that we just made. $159 for the premium life jacket. You can add it to our cart by clicking add to our cart. It's going to force us to choose from the variant. Let's go ahead and live that XL life here. We see the price is $169. Add it to the cart. Right, now we can check out. Easy peasy. And we're going to go to the checkout page, which is highly customizable. Deliver or pickup is optional to show. You could have it show nothing here. Pickup is a lot less information for the customer to deal with. I could add my name here with just a single click. And in this case, we're not actually selling things online. So we have enabled pay with cash. But typically you'd be forced to pay with their credit card and the payment would be made. We have Stripe to take care of that for you. So click out of that and we can go back to our web chat and we see, boom, we've got a receipt this is already built for you. Understand this, right? There's no building out of these messages for the cart, none of these order updates, and you're not having to build in the receipt. It's all done for you out of the box. To view your orders, when you're in your e-commerce section, you would just click on orders, and you'll see any live ones that you've. We'll have the order here, and we ever have a loaded page, I'll be able to show you what that looks like and how it interacts, because it's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and delete this tab because like everything's just sucking more energy away from us, I guess. All right, so here is order from right now. We see that the name is guest on our end, but we will see in the system it is their actual name that's associated with the card, with the purchase. See, told you. If you want to print that receipt, no problemo, my friend. You're able to do that by clicking the print button, and this will print to any printer, even if it is a small handheld printer like you see here. It will totally work. If the batteries are at least and it's turned on, it will fit to the screen. We don't need to print anything though, so we can just close out. Let's go back. Oop, I closed out of our stuff here. And Google doesn't allow us to hit undo. So we'll just have to open up our account again. So to do that, if you close out like a dummy like me, you'll just go to Chat GPT Builder, or .com or .ai. You have all the domains, and log in. All right, so we've showed the e-commerce. The last step here, guys, the one you've been waiting for, adding this gangster, super smart, beneficial, time-saving, money-generating chatbot to your website, right? That's what we want to do now. If we can get logged in here. The last step, adding it to their website. Let's go ahead and close this guy. So we're done with him. Let's see. Are we going to get open? It looks like we are. Any other questions we got to worry about over here? It looks like the chat's pretty quiet. Everybody's sleeping. All right. Come on, open up. Let's see. We've got the chat here. Now, here we go. Opening up. All right. So to add this to our website, very simple to do. Let's just click channels right here from the analytics section, or you could choose to go to settings and channels. It's going to take you to the same place. And we're going to add the web chat. Now, if we have connected our Facebook page, we'll have an additional option of using the Facebook provided widget straight from our dashboard, which is what we do on our website. And the reason for that is not because ours isn't awesome. It's because Facebook, although there's a slight barrier asking someone to sign in or not, if they are signed in, we're going to get their default information that Facebook provides, versus if you use our web chat like we're going to do here, we don't have the same default information like first name, last name as Facebook does if you use their widget. So we see Stingray Stews. We know we already have our welcome message created and it's rocking and rolling. The brand color, I think what we are going to do here is use more of a gray tone. Bot bubble. We'll click OK. We are going to hide the header. It looks a little bit cleaner. And we'll just click generate code. We click copy. Now it's on our clipboard. So we see that their website here does not currently have the chatbot bubble right here though. So on Squarespace websites, this will be very similar to pretty much any website platform you're using. Even though WordPress, there's going to be a way usually provided for you to embed things like a web chat script. It's either going to be in the header of the site or the footer of the site. In this case, it is the footer. And so I'm going to just paste in the code that we got from our page. We see it's here. Let's click save. And it will save. It's refreshing here, and we should see that bubble pop right up. Let's see if we see it when we do a refresh here onto the main page for like the machine just totally like breaks down on us here. All right, come on. Get us some refresh going on. And we should see that thing pop up. Did it pop up yet? I can't even tell if my page is loaded yet. This is like so annoying. This is like the last thing we're testing out here. Just close this guy out and juicing this up. We'll close out old Chat GPT 2. We're done. And let's go back over here and see if we've got a refresh yet. Yep, I see it there. There she is. So we do see it there. I'll click back on to the page. Let's go to the home page here. It's just taking a while to load up here because Hargrave is just horrible. So we've got the website loaded up. We see that the video is trying to play in the background. We see here the ways that someone can book an activity with this company, Stingray Stews on Hilton Head. Now we see the chatbot bubble does exist because we pasted the code that we provide right in the footer. And we then see the chat widget opening up. And we will get our previous conversation because our cookies are stored. That's how we're able to continue a conversation. You can, however, make it a new conversation every time if you choose to. Exactly how it should look. This is really cool looking. This is a really nice way to display this. We say, welcome to Stingray Stews. How can we assist you? All right, so I've got my different options here. So like I provide all the information because I want to be helpful as Stingray Stews AI assistant. And even though it says jet skis are $99 for an hour, I'm going to be that customer that we're going to have. That's just like, how much are jet skis? Got delay. How much are jet skis? Right. So then it's going to give us an answer based on, we haven't connected dialog flow and there's no automated response that's going to give a reply. It's OpenAI, the default reply that we've set up. Boom. And here it's giving us a nice little on-brand message. It tells the price, which is perfect. And then we do have the link right to jet ski deal, which opens up to the jet ski booking calendar, which then they're immediately able to make the reservation, pay for it, and call it a day. So guys, I think that pretty much does it for today. Let's just see this page open up if it does. And again, I'm going to send this whole live demo video link to my internet provider here and say like, so I got the fastest plane possible. How can this be better? Is it possible? So we've got the calendar for the jet skis that are $99, perfectly ready to go. And that was done from the chatbot that we just installed very, very easily. So guys, I hope you had some fun. Let's close this off now. Let's see if it'll work on this camera here. I hope this was fun, valuable, and informative. What I'm going to do, like I said, is cut this down, probably have to re-narrate some things to make it make the most sense and to save you the most time, and make small, mini videos of each of these important aspects that we went over today. But this should have you well on your way to having something very robust, very powerful, very on brand. If you have any questions, as always, let us know. Send us an email or chat with us on our chat widget. I assure you it is very fast. And if you need to email me, my email is ryan@chatgptbuilder.io. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again to all of our subscribers. I'm going to definitely drop the links to some of our current customers' books here. And if you want to share your story with us, please don't be a stranger. If you want to stay to yourself and not ever speak with our small team, that's okay too. The account is your account. The early adopters, you guys are definitely having a special place in our hearts because you believed us in us first, and we appreciate that. So we're always here for you. Thanks so much, and you guys have a great day. Peace.